All right, start with knocking on the door of life. Maybe let your feet open up a tiny bit more space there, knocking over just below the belly and opposite the belly. That'll be between your second and third lumbar vertebra. Keep your spine straight. We're getting a lovely rotation of the spine. Feel your spine long. And let's go up one hand onto shoulder nest, lung one. And one hand over your trapezius, gallbladder 20, good for clear thinking. So Jing also, when you talk about three treasures in the body, Jing is your physical body, Qi at the level of your heart is your emotional body, and Shin is your spiritual part in the head. Get your wisdom from. Come down to lung one, and then back to over your dantian and your Ming Men, a door of life at the back. Front, we're over sea of energy. So this sounds like a good place to start working up a little bit of strength in the kidneys, strength for our body, and relax. All right. Take your hands and put them under your floating ribs. So those are your last ribs. They don't come all the way around. They kind of stop halfway along the side. Open your hand, tiger mouth here, and pop that in your sides. And as you breathe in, push your hands out. And then just relax and follow your breath back in. Breathing in. And try for 5 in, 5 out. Just slowing down our breathing. As we slow down our breathing, we go more into parasympathetic mode. We're also breathing into the base of the lungs more than the top of the lungs here. And we know that the nerves focusing on your parasympathetic nervous system are more gathered in the lower part of the lungs than the upper part of the lungs. So breathing in the upper part of your lungs, stimulate your sympathetic fight-flight, and breathing at the lower area is going to stimulate your parasympathetic. And breathe out. And at the same time as we're breathing down here, we are massaging all the organs in the abdomen as the diaphragm pushes down and widens and then lifts up again as you breathe out to push the air out of the lungs. So massaging the organs, including the kidneys. Okay, and let's just go back. And we're just going to knock over the kidneys this time. Just notice how you feel as you knock your hand over your Ming Men at the back. Feel if you're feeling a little bit stronger already in that area. So when we know when we knock, we move fascia and connective tissue and osteoblasts, we actually strengthen the tissue. So this knocking in the body is very strengthening to you. That's why they knock on wrestlers and boxers and horses. Okay, now we're going to go straight into kidney breathing. So as you focus on kidney breathing, you're going to put a little bit more weight on your heels. You're going to tuck the tailbone under a little bit and put your hands over your kidneys. Kidneys, you feel where the last ribs are, that's where the heel of your hand can go, and then spread your hand out. So as we breathe in here, we're going to tuck the tailbone under, and as you breathe out, let the tailbone come up a little bit. So try that first, breathing in, tuck your tailbone under, breathe out, and return to a more neutral spine. Breathe in through the nose, and breathe out. Come back to neutral. See if you can feel the air expanding into your back of the lungs here as you breathe in, tuck under, and breathe out, come back in. Breathe in, tuck under, feel your ribs coming out. Now, while you're there, pull your pelvic floor up and relax and come back. Relax your pelvic floor. Breathe in, feel your lower ribs come out, pull your pelvic floor up, tighten, tighten, tighten. As you breathe out, relax it, feel it flopping down. Breathe in, rock back onto heels, tailbone in, pull your pelvic floor up and relax. Now I want you to notice something. As you tuck your pelvic floor, as you pull your pelvic floor up and your tailbone's tucked in, notice how easy or difficult that is. Relax. And now just coming into a neutral spine, not too much of a tuck, just a little tuck, and pull your pelvic floor in, pull it up and relax. And what you'll notice is if you pull your pelvic floor up and you're in an extension of the spine there, it's quite difficult to do it. And if you come too far forward and you pull it up, it's also a little bit difficult. It's actually easiest when you're in a neutral spine position. So if you're really working on getting a stronger pelvic floor, don't tuck that tailbone in too much, just a little bit of a tuck, and pull up. And now hold your breath there. And relax, come back. Breathe in, weight on the heels, tiny tuck of your tailbone, pelvic floor up, and hold your breath. This helps you to strengthen your pelvic floor and relax. The relaxation is as important as the pull-up. Breathe in, tailbone under, pelvic floor up, and hold. Breathe out, let everything go. And back to straight position. Back on your heels, breathe in. Pull up that pelvic floor. And relax. We'll do it once more. Breathe in, rock back, pelvic floor up. Tiny little tuck of the tailbone and hold it, hold it, hold it. Breathe out and relax. Good. Shake it out. Okay. Close your eyes and just stand for a few seconds. And I want you to notice your kidneys, the area of your kidneys. Notice your spine. Notice the connection of the kidneys to the spine. And as you breathe, notice the connection of your spine to your breath as you breathe in and out. And notice the connection of the breath and the spine and the kidneys, all in one. Kidneys don't have a pump like the heart has, but it has to filter a lot of fluid. And so when you do deep breathing, we're moving that diaphragm up and down. And the kidneys are sitting right next to the spine. We actually help the kidneys to work properly, to work strongly. And relax. Okay. Now let's just do a little massage for the kidney. Putting your hands on the sacrum. Your hands are going to come up to the kidneys, out. They're going to go back, and they're going to go down. So this is a breath in, breath in, breath out, and a breath out. You can have a little bit of a tuck in of tail here. So up the sacrum, breathe in. And don't just go over your clothes. Actually feel that you're pulling the skin and the fascia with you, and then you push it down and back. It's very relaxing for this whole pelvic sacral area. Breathe out and breathe out. And breathe in. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe out. In and up. Carry on with your in-breath out. Out breath, come to the center. And out breath down. Good. All right. Let's pick some cherries. and stretch up, opening the space between your ribs and your ilium and the pelvis there. Open up. And what this is doing is, when we're looking at the pelvis, is we're stretching through one sacroiliac joint, and then we're stretching through the other sacroiliac joint. And so we're mobilizing the sacrum, mobilizing the pelvis, and this is very good for the health of your kidneys again, just making sure that the area that the kidneys live in is not in a situation of stagnation. So everything is fresh and moving, and you've got a lot of vitality. So if you've got a lot of Jing, you've got a lot of vitality. In. So the kidney, in Chinese terms, is also in charge of your endocrine system, charge of your fertility. And if your Jing is strong, then you grow strong and healthy in body and mind, and puberty happens at the right time, and kind of everything just goes well. Anyway, that's the theory. Go up, and let's go straight from there into spinal cord breathing. So spinal cord breathing, again, we're going to go a little bit further backwards and forwards here, because we're thinking again of opening up the aquire, the groin here, but also opening up the lower back, lower part of the back into the pelvis. So breathing in, bring your elbows back, open your quad, open your hips there, and then breathing out, coming forwards. So breath in, open up the chest as you're going forwards. Tighten your bottom and pull your pelvic floor up. So breathe out. Breathe in. With a slightly different breath pattern here. Breathe out. Tighten your bottom. Tuck your tailbone under. Pull your pelvic floor up and breathe in. And breathe out. Tighten your bottom. Pull your pelvic floor up. And relax it as you open. Just let everything kind of drop down. And breathe out. Tighten your bottom. Pelvic floor up. Let everything go as you stretch up and back. Breathe out. Pelvic floor up. Tighten your bottom. And open. And relax. All right, let's clear a little bit. We want new energy in. We're going to get old energy out. So we use tiger. Also use tiger to give us a little bit of expansion. And as we come up, let's go up onto our toes, and we lift our bubbling spring, which is kidney 1. And then we come down, kidney meridian finishing at the first rib here, coming down, down, down. And tiger in the grass. If you can, put your hands on the ground and open your knees, and you can lean forward a little bit. Again, lifting your bubbling spring on the feet, opening your low back, kidneys, and breathe in. Little tiger claws going up, opening, bringing space into the body, stretching right up. When you're here, up on your toes. And these exercises today are a little bit slower than a lot of things we do, but we're wanting to focus on strengthening the body here, not so much the flexibility, but really the strength. Down, come forward, lift your heels up, hold that posture if you can. If you can't, just lean forward so that you open your lumbosacral junction, strengthening the legs. Of course, the kidney is very strengthening for the low back and the knees. So when you have weak knees and weak back, your acupuncturist would be working on your bladder and your kidney meridian. And forwards. And let's just do a couple of tiger clears the way. And just feel that space around you, your space of immunity, your space of your own personal strength. And once again, if you feel any chi circulating around the body, feel a bit of tingling in your fingers, a bit of warmth coming through your hands or through your back, through your body, chi starting to move. Let's go and knock on the qua. So qua, the groin level, where your femoral nerve and artery are coming through. A little bit of alternate, and then let's bend and knock. Stimulating the meridians coming through here. But kidney meridian coming through here. Liver, spleen. Those organs being affected by us knocking over here. And kidney meridian going inside of the legs, making it easy for you today. Same side. And then over the kidney itself. And a bit of a knock. So all this knocking is really a gentle part of iron shirt training. Okay, iron shirt training was to make you super strong if you're going into martial arts. So this is kind of first step iron shirt training, knocking the body to make it stronger. Up and down, and then let's go around the legs, going down gallbladder here, coming up kidney. This time, back of the buttocks and down the center, that's urinary bladder. Bladder and kidney are paired, going up the kidney. Let's go down, bladder again, up the kidney, and once more down, up, and a little bit on the quad there. And again, just pop your hands over the kidneys, close your eyes, and notice the connection of your kidney. And as you stand still and you feel your breath coming in and out, probably quite a nice, long, slow and deep breath. So feel the movements of ribs, spine moving as you breathe deeply, and the warmth coming into the kidneys. Okay. Now we're going to go into a standing posture. And they call these standing postures postures of power. So we do a lot of flows. So kidney flow would be the fountain or could be Zen circle. So that's flowing at the chi flowing through the meridians. But the standing posture is like the banks of the river. Banks of the river. It's the form. Whereas the river flowing is more the formless, to put it that way. So we're strengthening the banks of the kidney function and flow, meridian flow. So our hands are facing toward the kidneys, which are over here, and feel as if your hands are resting in water. If you feel as if your hands are resting in water, then you don't hold your hands up through the shoulders because they're resting. They're just resting on the surface of water. And there's a roundness going from your hands to your elbows, to your shoulders, to your head. Feel your feet rooting into the ground, into gravity, giving you stability there. Allow your tailbone to soften and drop down. And the crown of your head lift up. And then you're going to close your eyes. Just allow your breathing to settle into the diaphragm area. Long, slow, and deep. You can imagine where your kidneys are sitting, just in front of those last ribs and a little bit below them, one on either side. Kidneys in charge of the water filtration of your whole body. And as we learn to stand longer, and if we're standing in alignment with the earth, then our core becomes very, very, very strong. So if you're getting a little bit sore in your back or your arms, you can just let them down for a little bit and then bring them up again. Again, noticing your hands floating in water there. Long spine, making space for the kidneys. Breathing down to the kidneys. In and out through the nose. While you're doing this through the banks of the river, but internally your chi is free to flow, circulating strongly when you're in a standing position. So one of the things about keeping your Jing, your quiet Jing, strong as you live and age, live your life, is that we need to rest often and nourish ourselves well and not completely exhaust ourselves. Often we train too hard or we work too hard. We must have these rest periods. And standing postures are like rejuvenation postures. They allow the body to settle down, chi to flow. And in this posture, you're probably starting to feel a little bit of warming up of your hands, your arms. And slowly open your eyes. Just move your feet. So that was the standing posture in the banks of the river. And now we're going to go into a flow. So today we went for a long 12-kilometer walk along the beach in a very remote area. And the sand dunes all the way along, I suddenly thought, aha, those sand dunes, they're like the banks of the river. Because they're not moving, they're just staying there forever. And on the other side was the sea that just kept flowing and moving and no stillness at all. So it felt like a huge standing posture of the earth. Okay. All right. Let's do a nice flow for the kidneys. So we're going to do Zen circles. So pop your arms up. One hand then goes behind your Ming Men, other one in front of your forehead. Not touching, but just in front. And now we're going to do a circle all the way down and come here. This is going through the waist. Breathe out as you go down. Through the mouth, you can breathe in, coming up. And we're breathing out through the mouth, thinking of clearing the kidneys, strengthen kidneys with an in-breath. Breathing out, thinking they're dipping into beautiful cold water, and you're coming back and you're just clearing the mind with that cold water. And down you go. Breathing in. Feel how your waist is moving. It's one of the strong features of Qigong is all the movement goes through the waist. The waist connects your hips, your shoulders. Breathe in. And down you go. In. Now make the circle smaller. Now we're really just turning the waist here without dipping down, but your circle stays the same. Make it smaller and smaller until your hand comes in front of the dantian. You have a feeling that there's a connection between Ming Ming, the kidneys at the back, and your sea of energy at the front here. So Jing is said, the essence of Jing is said to be stored in the kidneys. Arms up, opposite way around, one behind Ming Ming, the other one over your forehead, and down you go, dipping your hand into that crystal clear cold water and clearing your mind as you come up. Breathe out as you go down, breathe in, you come up, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Breathe in, feel your mind becoming crystal clear. So if your body is strong, your Jing treasure around at the bottom is strong, then you can live well in the world, which is going to be your Qi, which is the level of your heart. And if that is all good, then your mind is clear and you're in touch with a kind of daily wisdom of the universe or any higher powers that you may feel that you're in touch with, that you connect with. Okay, and then make that circle smaller and smaller and smaller, and eventually come back to your sea of energy, dantian in front. One hand there, one hand on the kidney, and feel maybe a warmth coming through from the kidneys to the sea of energy in front, or vice versa, from the front to the kidneys. Drop your hands and just hands below the belly, and let's go into our finishing off standing posture. We're standing in stillness here, back into a Qigong posture, feeling your feet on the ground, rooting into the ground, soft knees, soft hips, allowing your tailbone just to drop down, space in the armpits, crown lifting up, creating song or expansion in the body, space between your vertebrae, space for your organs, space for your kidney. Allow your breathing just to be easy and deep and quiet. And being in your standing posture at the end just allows the Qi that's moved around just to settle wherever it needs to settle. Just being aware of any sounds around you, temperature of the air. Allow your face to soften. And hands to drop. Move your feet up and down a little bit. Notice how your feet feel on the ground. Feet are all about you ground through kidney 1. That's your grounding point. Bioelectricity can zoom up there, okay? Negative ions can zoom up there because we have positive ions when we're not so well. So we want lots of negative ions. So walking barefoot is fantastic. And your kidney 1s, everything's going to be zooming up through that portal. Okay, thank you for coming to Sunday Qigong.